Aha! Clap. Welcome to the first episode of Parenting Without a License. We've got Tay from, where is this?
Angu Villas.
Angu Villas, yes. Angu Villas from the nearby bus station. We moved and it is sweet, it is creamy.
And it's spicy.
It's spicy, it's masala Tay, it's awesome. Perfect for a Sunday afternoon. Hello, my name is Afik.
And I am Lina. Yes.
Guess what? And we're married.
Yes, obviously. Actually, that's not obvious. Since you're not wearing a ring. But, you know.
So let's set the context a little bit. Parenting Without a License was started out of the blue. Because Lina and I were having conversations about many things, and we decided let's record these things for posterity's sake. Maybe let our kids watch, maybe let you guys watch. And so, as the name implies, Parenting Without a License. Do you need a license to parent?
I think some people do, but do we need a license to parent? I'm not sure.
I wish there was a license to parent. It's so much easier, right? Someone to tell you what to do, things to do right, things to do wrong, what you shouldn't do. Like, when is it okay to smack your kids? When is it
Never.
okay to smack your wife?
Also never.
Not unless she asks you to.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be free for all, no holds barred. Whatever goes, man. Whatever we decide to talk about, whatever comes up or comes out, it shall be covered. Or in this case, uncovered.
Okay, so today it's a Sunday, and we usually have date days. And after we had Arya, our firstborn, we rarely get to go out for dates.
Yeah,
And
no
then-
pato lao.
Yeah. And then when we had our second child, Adam, even less time to go dates. So now they're slightly older, and we are very fortunate to have a support of our family. So they get to spend time with their grandparents on the weekends. So that's when we have time to spend with each other.
Yeah, so basically we abandon them at their grandparents and then we go out and have fun. Or in certain days, I actually go work. So, I work weekends. I work mainly with families like myself, and so we've got lots of stories. I've collected lots of stories. Remember Faizan who climbed the grills? That kid,
Actually,
super cute.
yeah.
That was years ago.
Yeah. So anyway, and we were fortunate that we had 2 years of being married to have experienced life as a married couple before our children came along. And I feel basically that after we had our kids, we sort of like lost connection in a bit. So having them with their grandparents and us having some time together allows us to reconnect to each other again as a couple. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, first 2 years, honeymoon period, we were together, banging all day long.
You know that we might have family watching this.
That's fine. How do you think Arya and Adam were made? Yes, we have 2 children and we had to bang all day long to have 2 children. So yeah, the first couple of years we had that time, together, connect, have fun, date. And when the 2 kids came, and they are beautiful children, I love them both to bits. Of course, typically the relationship takes a back seat, which is normal, which is very normal.
Because the focus goes on to the kids, right? Making sure that they survive, that they don't die out of neglect or basically out of being children, because kids are curious.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that didn't happen, by the way. So today we managed to have lunch at
Tokyo Shokudo.
Tokyo Shokudo. So if Tokyo Shokudo, if you're watching this, do drop us a comment. Let us know how best we can get more free ramen. The ramen is pretty good, I gotta say. Tokyo Shokudo was at Westgate.
Yes.
It was at Westgate. I had spicy beef ramen. Right.
Yeah, I had the yuzu chicken chashu. It is not sponsored, by the way. We actually paid out of our own pocket for that.
Yeah. So every episode it tends to revolve around food or drinks. This was not sponsored by Angu Villas. And Angu Villas, if you're watching, let us know how you can get more free tea. You don't like free tea? I like free stuff. But anyway, back to the initial point. I mean, after 5 years of being a parent, 5 years, almost exactly, just over 5 years of being parents, we've learned a couple of things, mostly the hard way. Some of the things, or some of the advice we've been given has just been downright wrong. Right now, I can't think of any at the moment.
Or basically it does not align with how we want to raise our children, or basically does not align with our values. Because there is another thing there is another conversation, the values about what we want to impart to the children.
So we've got a couple of friends who are about to give birth, or who are due to give birth within the next 1 to 6 months, depending. And like one of the things that they were asking us is, how do we handle the kids? What do we do? And one of the most overlooked people, and one of the most overlooked things that I realized is you, the daddy. Right, me, the daddy. You're the daddy. If you're the dad, you're the father. People will forget you even exist. And yet we play one of the most important roles, in my opinion. We are the shield of the family, right? We're the shield. We prevent intruders from coming in, whether it's in the form of nosy relatives who tell you you should be doing this, you should be doing that, or just wanting to see the newborn, or just wanting to do things with our kids in a way that we find to be inappropriate. And I don't mean like sexual or anything. I mean like, stuffing them full of snacks from morning till night, or not letting them nap.
In our case, we put our foot down about female genital mutilation, or circumcision in that sense.
That's a huge thing. That was a huge thing. So apparently in Malay culture, not Muslim culture, right? Malay culture, long ago they used to have female circumcision.
They still do.
They still do? Oh, okay, they still do. And we said no, hell to that no. My little baby girl, nobody's touching her. So yeah, so back to my point. Daddies, you have to put your foot down. You have to know what you want to do. And that comes not from experience, but really having a conversation with your spouse, with me, with husband and wife. So we sat down early on, a long time ago, to say, hey, this is how we want to raise our children. This is how I think I should raise my children, and this is how she thinks she should want to raise our children. And we found a lot of common ground. Carry on.
Yeah. So it's conversations. It's just basically all about conversations that the husband and the wife, the parents need to have with each other to decide on how you want to proceed, that you need to be on the same page. If you're not on the same page, that's just going to cause a lot of conflict. And if you're not on the same page, how are you supposed to protect the family or yourself when somebody else comes in with advice? Advice that comes out from their ass. Yeah,
we've heard lots of weird things. Like there were plenty of folk remedies that like the one where someone gave us this little concoction that was it coconut oil with onion and spices of some kind. God knows what it was. It smelled really bad, and we were supposed to put it on the kids' hair every day, and it just smelled awful. Honestly, just smelled awful. It was messy, and we don't know what it was until this day. I have no idea what's inside. We only did like a little bit, and I realized just to appease the old folks. Well, we stopped, and both our kids are hairy. They got the hairy genes from me. Hello.
Okay, that's not the point. The whole point was that the whole idea of that concoction was to protect them from the evil eye.
Oh, really?
Yes, and to protect them from the spirits or whatever. But which makes me question why, as somebody, we are Muslims. So if we are to believe that God is supposed to protect all of us, then why are we believing in concoctions like that?
Correct. So if you're Muslim and you're watching, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, let me know. But we are only supposed to believe in the power of God, not in the power of other things like witchcraft or talismans or spells and whatever. Just only believe in the power of God. So again, that's a long conversation for another day. We're trying to keep each episode 20 minutes to half an hour, so we don't bore you guys.
So anyway, going back to the initial point of having date days, right? So obviously, like I've heard of couples not having date days by themselves. Where I did ask, like, why do you not want to have? Why don't you want to leave your kids with your grandparents or somebody that you trust? But they said that because the children were their responsibility, that they wanted to have the kids, therefore they must take the responsibility to take care of the kids all the time. While I personally do not believe in that, because raising a child involves a whole village.
Yeah.
You cannot do that alone. So I'm just very thankful that we have a very strong support system. We have family, we have friends who can support us when the need comes.
Who support us with the kids?
I don't know. I'm just like, okay, family.
So we have family. Those of you who have friends who, support you, awesome stuff.
Yeah. Basically, so when they were saying that, they would actually go out for dates with the kids. So they'll take the kids all along, like if they go for a movie. So basically, it ends up being family time all the time.
Which isn't a bad thing, but I've got to say this up front. I miss her. All the damn time. You know this. I've said this multiple times. I miss you. Like ever since the pandemic, lockdown, I miss her even more. Not because she goes out to work, but literally she's working from a desk across from me, and she's so focused on her work that I barely even see her. So our routine in the morning, we send the kids. We wake up. Everyone showers, send the kids to school. Maybe have breakfast together, maybe if I don't have meetings in the morning. Then after that, we go back to work. We start work and we both work from home. And then like 8-9 hours solid straight, I barely see her, I barely talk to her because she's so focused on her work. She's a cancer scientist, by the way. So if any of you who are in science and need an opinion on cancer, ask her.
Never mind, carry on.
Okay, and in the evening when I'm done with work and she's done with work, we quickly go and get the kids. Thankfully, alhamdulillah, their class is like 5 minutes away.
Yep.
School's like 5-10 minutes away. So it's a nice walk to pick up the kids. And that 10 minutes of just walking with her, being a couple, is so precious to me.
Yeah.
And then when they were smaller, when they were a lot smaller, weekends were just spent around the kids, were just revolving around the kids. We didn't have time as a couple to even talk to each other. Evenings at night would be like, okay, shower the kids, feed them dinner, entertain them, and then they go to bed. By the time they go to bed, we're all so tired, and then the cycle repeats every single day, week on week on week, no weekends, right? And so we learned the hard way that we needed to really discover and find time for each other, to be with each other. Mm-hmm. Of course, we're privileged to be able to say we work from home. Yeah. Not everybody has that privilege.
Even actually before the pandemic, when I was actually working in the lab, on days that you didn't have meetings, you would actually come and meet me for lunch.
Oh, yeah.
So that was really, really precious, because if we could actually get that time together, it was so special, because we didn't really get a break just to be us, just to be a couple. And I think that is something that if you are planning to have kids or planning to have a family, it's something that you need to think about. I think,
bear in mind.
Bear in mind. So because I think that it has been mentioned before to us that you need to have couple time.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize how important it was until the kids came along.
Even until Adam came along.
Yeah.
Right? Second child, oh my god, where's the time? And so again, I'm blessed to be in a role that lets me have time liberty, flexibility with my time. Although on weekends I meet a lot of my families who I work with, but my weekdays generally I'm a little bit more flexible, right? And so when she was working back in the lab, I remember I packed nasi lemak, remember?
Yeah.
Where was that one from?
That was from Crave, but that was because when we took Arya to the clinic, remember?
Oh yeah, Arya was with us. Yeah. So even like finding a few an hour here and there, just be able to say, hey, let's go out and do stuff together, or just have lunch, just really helps to deepen the relationship. And I think every new parent, or even existing parent, current parents, right, whether you have children from age 0 to 30, and no, not 13, 30. Trust me, your parents always say you're babies even until you're past 30. It's happening to me right now. Yeah, find time. Just spend some time together. And I think that's very precious. Right? Last week, where did we go last week?
Last week we went hiking. It was Valentine's Day, remember? And you went hiking up Bukit Timah.
Yeah, I tortured her. That was fun.
Yeah, that was oh god, 2.5 hours. We haven't done it in a while. And then we came back.
That was fun.
And then we went cycling.
No, I should have recorded the whole thing, but she was like struggling up the trail. She stopped.
It's not my fault because he decided that we go up the dairy farm loop, which apparently difficulty level was difficult.
Yes, it was fun. It was super fun. Some parts were super steep, but we saw wild boar, we saw birds, we saw squirrels. So nice.
You know what was worse? We actually saw a pair of parents with a tiny little infant
Less than a year old.
in the carrier, and they were going like,
Yeah,
and
they were
I'm here
climbing
like,
up the trail.
oh my god, oh my god.
That was fun. That was really fun. So yeah, find time for dates. Find time for even just a quick cup of coffee. Like in the mornings after we send the kids, you know, some of my most precious few minutes are when we just sit down at the coffee shop downstairs, have coffee,
Yeah.
you know,
Before we start our day.
before we start our day. And that I find to be fun. As you can tell, I can't keep my hands off her. This is already under lots of restraint, simply because I want to keep the show PG-13. And this is Parenting Without a License. Has it been 20 minutes?
I don't know. I think we can stop now, right?
I don't know. So first video, tea not sponsored by Angu Villas, all done. And if you're watching this from anywhere other than Asia, you're probably wondering, who the heck drinks from a bag?
Apparently Asians do. Oh no, specifically Asians in Singapore and Malaysia.
Malaysia, right?
I'm not sure whether anywhere else does that.
I don't know. So yeah, drinks in a bag. Awesome tea by Angu Villas. Lunch was from
We were at
Tokyo Shokudo. And this is the first inaugural episode of Parenting Without a License.
Bye.
And clap.